So let's take a look at the first question on the do it. What are the slope and the y-intercept of the line 2y equals 3x minus 8? Did anybody think the slope was 3 and the y-intercept was negative 8?
No.
That's good. If nobody thought that, we're definitely in the right direction. How come the slope's not 3? I thought it was the number in front of the x. Alan? Okay, somebody else?
I don't really know how to explain it, but the 2 shouldn't be.
That's right. That's how you explain it. The 2 shouldn't be there. Very good. It says 2y equals. The general equation of a line is y equals mx plus b, not 2y equals. So therefore, what I need to do is I need to get rid of that 2. I need to make it go bye-bye. So, how do I make the 2 go bye-bye?
Kill it.
Come on. We are eventually going to kill it, yes.
Aww.
It's a big 2! Die. Well, no, we divide by 2. Die! I get y equals 3 halves x minus 4. Now, what is the slope? Elizabeth? 3 over 2. Very good. Remember, we use slope and move for slope. And what's the y-intercept? Come on, talk to me. Y-intercept. Jeffrey, what do we get? Negative 4. Very good. So you know that it's not a coinkydink, as we called it when we were children, which is short for coincidence. You know it's not a coincidence that I put that on the do it and that there's a test on Friday. You know that, right? So you're going to need to repeat that step. Okay, next up. Number 2. Simplify. Uh-oh! What do you see on this simplification that you have to be danger? This is the second most deadly math problem in the whole world. Voila, a bite from this beauty, you're a goner. What makes it so deadly?
Is that the crocodile hunting?
Yes. What? Yeah, the negative in front of the package. So we put a 1 there and we distribute that to all 3 terms. In effect, munchies, we are going to change every sign and negate them all. Psst, not the time to talk together. Knees under desk. Now, that gives me 2n squared minus 5n plus 9. Now, in the package, this 5n squared was positive. It becomes negative. Hey, you know, I just had a thought. You guys got a test on Friday.
Yeah.
I certainly hope you want to pass so we can avoid the whole summer school thing.
Yes, sir.
And, you know, there are going to be a whole bunch of these on this test.
Easy.
So if you're not good at this, we have issues and we have problems. This 2n is what? Negative. So what does it become? Positive. And the 1 is? Positive, so it becomes negative. Now, combine like terms. 2n squareds, negative 5n squareds, negative 3n squareds. Negative 5n, positive 2n, negative 3n, positive 9, negative 1, positive 8. I still on the quiz, Stephen, I think it was you, I'm not sure, but I think it was you. You left off the sign in front sometimes. You can't do that. You gotta tell me if it's positive or negative. Had you done that, you would have gotten 2 more right, okay? So don't forget to do that. Yes? You don't do anything. If a positive's in front, just leave every sign the same. It would be as if you were multiplying by a positive 1, which just doesn't change anything. Okay? Any other questions? Okay, so now I would like you to do numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4. Just 1, 2, 3, 4 on the next section, and I will put the answers to those up. Give me the phone. Give me the phone. You turn over. All right, you get it back to the main office end of the day. Okay. Yes. We got to get through these 5 questions, then you can go. Very important. This is kind of like doing a little pretest work right now, okay? Because these are you know, there's going to be a whole section on the test with like, I don't know, maybe 6 or 8 of these. So that's 30 to 40 points on your test. Question? Hey, are you beating up your husband? That's we call that like a wife beater. You know why we call that a wife beater?
What?
Why?
We ever see the show Cops?
Yeah.
When they go, bad boy,
What you gonna do when they come for you?
I love
Bad
this show.
boy,
I
bad boy.
haven't seen.
Well, every time they drag the husband out of the house for domestic violence, he's wearing one of those.
Well, that's his
So
problem.
I figure that Uni is beating up her husband. Now that
Uni's
she's got
married?
one of those shirt on. No, in the future. It'll be a future episode. She'll be like, BAM! I said I want the American Express card. All right, what do we got? What's it? Number one? Well, that's an equation. It should be done.
That's what you make my comment?
No, it didn't, I did it a different way.
Any way you get that equation right, but you do want to show the steps for later. Hey, guys, I took a second to joke around, but that doesn't mean it's time to talk like crazy. Girls? Yeah, if it's a part one, it doesn't matter how you do the work to get the answer to your equation. If it's a part 2, 3, 4, then it does matter, because if you don't show the proper steps, I can't give you partial credit if you're wrong, if you're right. I should say if you're wrong, okay? Stephen, are you making sure there's a sign in front of each one? Good. I don't think so. Okay, so here's the first 3 questions done. Take a look, see what you think.
What is zero?
Why do you think the answer to number 1 is 0? Alan? Yeah, for both of them, both signs, it adds up to 0. Very good. 7a and negative 7a is 0 A's. 3b's and negative 3b's is 0 B's. So altogether, I have no A's, I have no B's. What do I have altogether?
0.
Nothing. 0. That's the number that represents nothing. Elizabeth? Okay, let's talk about if it matters. Elizabeth says, now is this what you wrote? Yeah. Okay. One of these 2 is correct. One of them is wrong. Which one's correct? Which one's wrong? Jay? Is that the correct one or the wrong one? It is the correct one. See, if I look here, the 5 is negative and the x is negative. If I look here, the 5 is negative and the x is negative. So they have the same exact value and they would both be correct. If this was a multiple choice question, they'd probably list the one I put as the choice that's correct. Usually they would do that. If we take a look at this one, the x is negative, but what is the 5? Positive, so that would not be correct, okay? So whenever you change order, what's really important is that the sign in front stays the same. If it does, you're gonna be equally correct. All right, so now we take a look at this guy. Now the 2a was positive, it becomes negative. The 3b was negative, it becomes positive. The 4c was negative, it becomes positive. So 4a's and negative 2a's is 2a's. 9b and 3b is 12b. And negative c and 4c's is 3c. Any question about that one? Okay. All right, so now let me go through the answer to number 4 with you, and then we're gonna have you guys do number 5, and then we'll turn you loose on your homework. This being the 3rd day of this, we should have a really good feel by now for what it is that we're getting done. What'd you do, lose your voice? You lose your voice? You sure?
Yeah.
What they did, cut the chorus lesson in half?
No, well, she wasn't there, and then they made us go wait in the office, and then they just sent us back now.
Okay, all right, so ready? I'm gonna put a 1 in front and distribute. So that gives me 8x squared minus 5x minus 2. Now this 3x squared was positive in the parenthesis. So by multiplying by negative 1, I negate everything, so it becomes a negative 3x squared. The 7x was positive, it becomes negative. The 9 was positive, and it too becomes negative. Is that a stretch or a question? It's a stretch, okay. 8x squareds, negative 3x squareds, 5x squareds. So far, so good?
All right, next up, negative 5x, negative 7x makes negative 12x. Next up, negative 2, negative 9, negative 11. So 5x squared minus 12x minus 11. Any questions on that? Anything I could go over with you there? All right, now everybody, for the last question we're going to do together before we start today's homework, which basically has become classwork lately, let's try number 5. Go ahead. Kevin, you want to hear something pretty funny? My phone was laying right next to your phone, and one of them was going off, and they're both upside down, so I couldn't tell which one. I forgot you turned yours off. It wound up being mine. It's my son trying to give me a call. Not Jimmy, Bobby. You don't know Bobby.
Yeah, we do.
You know Jimmy.
Yeah. He substitutes too.
What?
He substitutes.
That's Jimmy.
No, that's Bobby.
I guess I don't know my own kids. All right. One in front. Distribute. Five was negative, becomes positive. 2x squared becomes negative. 3x becomes positive. 2x cubed becomes negative. If I have 1x cubed and negative 2x cubed, what do I have? Negative x cubed. Good. You could put a 1 in front, nothing wrong with that. Sometimes it helps to cross them out as the list keeps getting bigger. Negative 3x squared, negative 2x squared. Sam, what do we got?
Negative 5x squared.
Nicely done. Thought I caught you right as you were about to go to sleep. You were like, oh. All right, next.
Wow.
Negative 4x, positive 3x. What do we get? Talk to me. Negative 4x's, positive 3x's. What do we get? Munchies. Munchies, what do you got?
1. Well, 1x.
Nah.
Negative 1.
Negative 1x.
Get your math right.
You're not getting mad at somebody for helping you, are you? All right. Next. Positive 5. Ah, that's the only one. I would like to emphasize that this is standard polynomial order. Look, cubes, squares, this is really a 1 power. And if you want to think technically, there's really an x to the 0 here. We don't bother writing it.
Oh, that's
All right. What are the two most important things in combining like terms that you always have to remember?
Know how to count.
You have to what?
organized.
Yeah, what is it that guides you in that process of combining them? What things do you look to do? All right, you gotta be very careful with signs, because if you screw signs up, you're done. What else is very important? What?
Organized.
What else is important that you're looking for? What? He just said the signs. Yeah, that's the like terms. You want cubes with cubes, squares with squares, so on and so forth. And the other thing to remember is if you have a negative in front of a parenthesis, put the 1 there, distribute it, and you've got it all done. Okay. You guys can now start your homework. So there's no excuse tomorrow when we walk around and check it. You know what this is? Let me show you a little something. Yeah.
What?
You know what this is? Oh, no, Fernando goes in. This is a stack of letters to parents of kids who haven't done their homework. If you miss 3 or more, you got a letter coming home.
Am I?
If you miss 3 or more, really simple.
I didn't.
Now, then you're not getting a letter. Now, given the fact that I now allow you to start, given the fact that you can now do it during class because our lessons are shorter because we're past the big state test, there's really no excuse. You can get the homework done in class. If it's not completely done, just about completely done, and you'll be able to get it in. Okay? Yes. Right this quarter. Yes. Okay. All right. Get to work.